Hey everybody, this is Justin with SCENTS. Today I've got 7 signature scent worthy fragrances. Each one of these has got a beautiful scent. They're all pretty versatile. You can wear them any time of the year. Most situations these are going to work wonderful for. You might have to adjust your sprays up or down accordingly. But let me know in the comments as we get going, what are your signature scents? And please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate those of you who have been following and commenting and liking and all of that. So let's go ahead and get into this. The first one that we're going to talk about, this one's gotten a lot of hype, largely thanks to Jeremy Fragrance, who really loves this one. It's a cheapie that smells amazing. This is Ferragamo F Black. I've got the bottle backwards. This one has been compared to L'Huile de l'Homme, and it does smell a little like L'Huile de l'Homme. The difference is this one in the opening has black pepper instead of cardamom, but it's used in a way that does remind you a little bit of cardamom. It's a little bit powdery, not overdone. There's a little bit of darkness and heft to this fragrance, something that reminds me a little bit of leather, although leather is not actually a note. But this one is a very distinguished, gentlemanly fragrance. If you do like L'Huile de l'Homme, you are going to like this one. And really, it works in almost every situation, almost any time of the year. All right, next one. This one I have fallen in love with. This one has been compared to, people will say niche quality at designer prices. This one you can get almost at cheapie level, about $35 to $40. And the quality is outstanding, and it is such a beautiful and, to me, pretty unique scent. This one is DUNHILL Icon. So the opening of this one has been compared to almost like a bright fizzy soda or like a grape soda or something like that. To me, the opening reminds me a little bit more of like raspberry or something like that, but you've got a fruity opening that is really stunning, and then you've got sort of a woodsy dry down. It is a beautiful scent that is going to last a long time as well, and for the price, you cannot beat this. Next up, we're going to go with a blue fragrance that, again, the price is right on this one. I've got a lot of blue fragrances, and this is really one of my favorites, and it just does everything well. This is just the original Coach for Men. Of course, you've got ambroxan. You've got a slightly spiced citrus opening. You've got a woodsy dry down. But this one, the bright opening is lovely. The ambroxan is beautiful. And one thing that I've done with this one a lot is I have layered it with other fragrances. I've yet to find a fragrance that's in a similar category that is not beautifully accented and increased by layering it with Coach for Men. So Coach for Men, a very affordable blue fragrance, and it's one of my favorites, even though, again, you can get the, I think it's a 1.7 ounce for less than $30. All right, next up, let's go with a MANCERA. So this one is incredibly versatile. This one is interesting because it's a citrus oud combo. So it's heavy enough to wear in the winter, the fall, cold spring, but it's bright enough to wear in the summer and in the warm spring. I'm talking about AOUD Lemon Mint. And so you're going to get lemon, almond, you're going to get something that is very slightly powdery, and you are going to get an oud, although it's not medicinal, it's not funky. What it really does is just add a little bit of heft to this fragrance. That lemon and almond are going to last throughout the fragrance, and then in the dry down, you are going to get something a little woodsy from that oud. It's a great fragrance, and it works in so many situations. AOUD Lemon Mint by MANCERA. Also, great price for a niche fragrance. This next one, this one's a clone, but it's a clone that I didn't know anything about until just around Christmas time this year. This is a clone of Mugler Amen, the original. I love the original Amen. I think it's still relevant. I think it's still an awesome fragrance today. And this one is just Cuba Prestige Classic. If you can find this at the rack store, it's a $9 fragrance. I've seen it many times for $9 or $10. You can get it on discounters for around that price, maybe 10 or 12. And this is very close to Mugler Amen. You've got that sort of minty, licoricey vibe. You've got kind of that milk and honey vibe in the middle. You've got sort of a gourmand, aromatic fragrance. This is a great one that, again, works pretty much any time of the year. Dial your sprays down a little in the summer, dial them up a little in the winter. This is a beautiful fragrance, and it's a lot like the original Amen. Okay, next we're going to go with one that is kind of become a modern classic. So many fragrances now have copied this fragrance in one way or another. I'm talking about just the original PACO Rabanne Invictus. You know, probably 10 years ago, whenever this fragrance came out, I don't know exactly when it came out, but maybe 10, 12 years ago, it was everywhere. Everyone was wearing it. It was way overdone. But now a lot of people have moved away from it, although it is still a good seller. You know, I don't ever encounter anyone wearing this fragrance. So there's a reason it's been so popular, and now that the popularity has calmed down a bit, you can break this one back out and rock it as your signature scent. You've got that kind of bubblegum sweetness. You've got the ambroxan that's going to give it that nice sort of airy texture. It's just a great fragrance. It's a sweet one that will even work in warm weather. If you dial back your sprays a bit, then it works great in cooler weather as well. There's a reason that one has been so explosively influential as well as popular. The last one we're going to go with, this is one I do believe you can wear all year round because I've done it myself, and Ash over at SCENTS says that he's done the same. I'm talking about Versace Eros, specifically though the EDP. The EDP is not quite as overly sweet and youthful as the EDT. This one's matured a little, it's dialed down a little, but it's still very similar. I love the aromatic qualities of this one. Of course, the sort of mintiness. It's got, I don't know if it has lavender or not, but it reminds me of lavender. Of course, it's got lemon and candied apple in the opening. And then you've got a vanilla in the base that just makes this fragrance. And then you add in that minty aromatic quality. And you've got something with 2 or 3 sprays that you can wear in the summer. And it's going to be a beautiful scent that the heat, as long as you're only wearing a couple sprays, is not going to overpower or become too cloying. And then in the winter, go 5 or 6 sprays. And you've got a potential signature scent right here. Versace Eros EDP. All right, I've probably got 100 fragrances I could have put in this list, but these are ones that stood out to me today and ones I haven't talked about a ton. But let me know what would be your list of 4 or 5 signature scents. And please subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 1,000, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.